Hello everyone, I'm Mukund Mitra. So today's topic is time period of a simple pendulum. So, so from class 6, we recall that there are three types of motion: motion along a straight path, circular motion, and periodic motion. So here are a few examples. So soldiers in a march past can be considered as a state motion. Motion of bullock cart moving on a straight road is again a straight motion. Hands of an athlete in a race can be considered as a periodic motion. Pedal of a bicycle in motion is a type of circular motion. And so the rest I would use a exercise to find out where the motion of a sun around the sun, motion of a swing, and motion of a simple pendulum can be considered among which of these type of motion. So by the end of this session, you will have some idea about few of them. So coming to speed and time, so here on the right you can see that there are two figures taken at two time instant. This is the first time instant and this is the second time instant after some duration of time. By seeing at the figure, we can easily predict that which car is moving fast or slow. So of course in real life we can say that whether an object moves fast or slow by comparing its speed. So speed is the distance traveled by an object per unit time, and uh, its formula is given by average speed is equals to total distance traveled by total time taken. So here, remember, here it's the average speed, not the instantaneous speed. So yeah, so then how we can say whether a given object is fast or slow is by comparing its speed. So we can say an object is moving fast when it travels more distance in a given time interval, or the object is slow when it travels less distance in a given time interval. So here we see that the time interval is constant and we are just checking the distance traveled. If the distance traveled more, we say that the object is fast, and if the distance traveled is less, we say that the object is slow. But we can also the other case we can also have the definition of fast and slow by comparing the time interval given the distance travel is same. So for uh, an object is moving fast when the distance it traveled uh, uh, when the distance traveled by the object is shorter as compared to other objects, or an object is slow when the same distance traveled in a larger time interval. So everywhere here we can see that there's time taken, time and time. So we see that time is crucial when we consider speed or distance anyway. So why periodic motion? So we see that time is very important for us. So time is measured, so we need to find some mechanism to measure time. So our ancestors used to measure time by seeing the direction of sun, our shadows, or the and on recent days we have modern digital clocks. So working on these modern digital clocks looks simple, but actually it's quite complicated. I will not go into the details rather, but one thing is for sure that most of the you know mm, most of the these clocks make use of periodic motion. We see that almost all the clocks here, on the picture you can see the wall clock, table clock, or even the digital clock in the mechanism. We see that most of them uses periodic motion. So motion of simple pendulum is one of the well-known type of periodic motion. So ultimately our aim is to find the time. So and we see that almost all the time measuring instruments uses periodic motion. And so and the simple pendulum is one of the best known technique to measure the time period for a periodic motion. So coming to simple pendulum, so the figure on the right, the first figure shows a simple pendulum, and the figure on the again on the right, on the rightmost side, it also shows a simple pendulum. So it's not a three pendulum, but it's a single pendulum only, but it's showing its side view with various positions. So I will come to these later. So what a simple pendulum is, yeah, so it's a weight suspended from a fixed rigid point. So here is the fixed rigid point here, this uh, point through a string or thread. So it basically it is taught from a string or a thread. So this is the string or a thread, and this is the weight. So the weight of the simple pendulum is called bob of the pendulum. So this circular object, you see spherical object, rather I should say, it's a bob of simple pendulum. So the weight can be made of glass, brass, metal, or even simple stone would work. But better the stone shouldn't be too much heavy, and it should be circular, so that it has a nice grip to tie a thread above it. So from the figure we say that O is the initial reference position, and positions A and B are the two extreme positions of the setup or the simple pendulum. So we say that the bob oscillates about position O. Like if we displace the bob to A, then it again goes back to O to B, and like this it oscillates about the point O, about the reference point O. So the motion of a simple pendulum is periodic or oscillatory, and the time period is uh, is the time taken to complete one oscillation around the reference. Here the reference is O. So we say that the time period of this pendulum would be when we displace it to O, that is from O to A, then to O, back to O, then to B, and again back to O. So in short, we say that we displace the pendulum to A, then it oscillates and goes back to B, and then it again come back to O. So this is one complete oscillation, and the time taken to complete one complete oscillation from O to A to O, B, and then again O is called the time period of the simple pendulum. So here's one activity to demonstrate the time period of a simple pendulum. So there are some precautions, as you can see from the picture, right? One thing is clear, that the fans should be switched off. So switch off all the fans, and the string of the pendulum must be taut. It shouldn't slink, yeah, to get proper reading. And the pendulum must be in rest position at the reference point. We will see in the video in the next slide that the pendulum must be in rest position. So here's the activity which demonstrates the time period of simple pendulum, and the procedure are to take up simple pendulum and allow it to come to rest at the reference position. So here I've played the video, I will see. And then gently displace the bob from the reference position, as I'm doing here right now, and take a stopwatch which is there in this mobile phone. You can take a simple watch also, and like a simple watch, a table watch, or a wall clock, or a wristwatch work, and then start the stopwatch when it's there at the center position with the bob position, and after 10 such oscillations stop the timer and note the time taken for 10 such oscillations. So as an additional exercise, we have like I have done the experiment by decreasing the length of the simple pendulum. So earlier it was a case of 18 centimeter. Now I've taken a shorter bob length of 13 centimeter, and again I have ensured that the pendulum is in rest position, and I have set the stopwatch to 0, and then I have displaced the bob to certain angle, and then I release it, and at any position when the bob is at the reference position O, I start the stopwatch, record for 10 such observations, and then I stop my stopwatch reading. So we can also repeat the activity by varying the initial displaced position, or increasing the number of oscillations, or increasing the length of string, etc., and record our observations for each case. So we have two sets of observation. When the string length is 18 centimeter, we see that the time taken for 10 oscillations is 9.50 seconds, and the time period is the total time for 10 oscillations divided by 10, so we get 0.95 seconds. In the second case, we have a shorter string length of 13 centimeter, and the time taken for 10 oscillations is 8.59 seconds, and then time period is 8.59 divided by 10, that is 0.859 seconds. So we see, like, we draw the following conclusion, that as the string length decreases from 18 centimeter to 13 centimeter, we see that our time period also decreases from 0.95 to 0.85 seconds. So this is our observations, and I strongly recommend you to perform experiments with other varying conditions and similarly try to get some conclusion. So that's all. Thank you.